Hi, I'm Joe Crabtree and this is PolyNome, and I want to show you a feature that's new in version 2.2.8 and it's a lot of fun to work with. What I have here is a groove programmed in. So in metronome 1 I have the hi-hat and snare part, and in metronome 2 I have a kick drum part. So it sounds like this. Okay, so basically the idea is that you could use that as inspiration for playing a groove on the drums, or you can use it kind of like playing with another drummer who's playing a set groove, and then you can play around that. And the way I created this was in metronome 1, on the change rhythm page, I just entered a bar of, well, 2 bars of 16th notes. And then on the change sounds page, I entered this 1 E and on the hi-hat with a rest, and then I just put a snare drum on beat 2. So that's all I need to do to get the ostinato with the hands. And then what I did in metronome 2 was I went to the change rhythm page and I basically decided that I wanted a 2-bar phrase. So I entered a whole bunch of 8th note rests, a few 8th notes, a few 16th note rests, and a few 16th notes. And you can see here I've now filled 2 bars. If I delete these, you'll see 1.8 bars. It tells me that I've got 2 16th notes left, so I can just put 2 16ths in, and we've filled the 2 bars. So there, that's a pattern that I've created, which sounds like this. Okay, so you could work with that, but really what we want is inspiration, and it's not so inspiring to have to program your own patterns. So what you can do is tap and hold on the rhythm in here and choose shuffle rhythm, and that will just mix up all of those notes that you've entered. So now we have a new rhythm. And then you can use that as a kind of ear training thing and try and play along with it. Or one thing that's kind of fun to do is to have that play and try and fill in some of the gaps that the bass drum isn't playing on there. So if we play this again, we've got that first ba-da-bum. So if I put dun 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 dun, so you kind of get that bass, double bass drum type thing going. So trying to play where the bass drum isn't playing, and that's pretty hard. So that's one way we can do this. So I can shuffle this again, just tap and hold on the rhythms and shuffle. Okay, so if you wanted more kick notes, you can just go ahead and on the rhythm page, I could just go and delete some of these rests and fill a couple more kick notes. And then again, shuffle this. So we're getting some really nice 2-bar grooves here. Another way you can achieve the same thing is you can tap on here and we can put a rhythm of just 16th notes. So I'll fill 2 bars with 16th notes, and then I'll tap and choose change sounds. And basically what I'll do is, let's say we want 6 kick drum notes within this 2-bar pattern. So I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I'll enter rests for the rest of the pattern. And so they're all going to be at the beginning. But what we can do now is, instead of shuffling the rhythm, which would just mix up the order of all these 16th notes, which would sound exactly the same, we can tap and hold on the sounds and choose shuffle the sounds, and that will just shuffle where those are located. So and actually, with it being a whole bar of 16th notes grouped together, it's harder to see where they are. So let's change this rhythm and put it in groups of 4 like this. This will be easier to see what the actual, so we can see that's and that's on the And the cool thing about doing it this way is you can then displace that rhythm by tapping and holding on the sounds, and you can displace either left and you'll see everything moves that way one step, or right. So if you program in a specific kick drum pattern, then you can easily displace that through the different 16th note displacements. So that's one nice way you can use this. You could also use it to give yourself hits to catch, for example. So let's say these kick notes that I've got in here, let's go ahead and change the sounds. And you can tap and hold the sound buttons in here to choose the sounds you want to assign. Now you could put in like, whoops, a beep. Let's say we've got this beep and that beep. And we'll assign some Ks and some Hs. And so now we'll get this. And then you could try to catch those as hits. It's a bit loud. Okay, you get the idea. I'm going to show you something cool that isn't actually released yet, but version 2.2.9 is going to have some bass sounds and some key sounds, just single notes, so you can pick from. So you'll be able to have 4 different bass notes out of all these, or you'll be able to have some keys notes. So keys are nice. So let's have a C, an E, a G, and an A. So you can randomly assign those, and then we'll fill the rest of the space with rests. Let's put another few in. And then we can shuffle these up, and we get this. So you can try and hit those and catch them with the toms, or use them as inspiration for a groove or a song or something. You could have bass line in metronome 1, so we could take this actual rhythm out, and instead of having the drums played in here, we can just use this as an opportunity to put a bass line in. So let's choose some bass notes. We'll have an A, a C, an E, and a G. And then we'll put in some of these, and then fill the rest of the space with rest, maybe a few more. So now we can shuffle this and we get a random bass line with a random keys part. So you can see you could have a lot of fun with that. The bass and keys sounds are going to come in version 2.2.9 along with some stab sounds, which is kind of fun. So if you search for stabs, we've got so you can use those. But for the time being, in the earlier versions, you can just put some beeps or some percussion sounds in there as your stabs. So I hope this is something that you can have as much fun with as me. If you want to find out more about PolyNome, head over to polynome.net. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video.